Are you a Native American author? I sure hope you're listening to this. If not, make sure if you're a friend of a Native American author that they offer their books to hotels run by casinos. I'm Lily, and I was just at the Grand Casino in Hinckley, and I was at two gift shops there. It was so much fun. And I realized that, hey, where's the reading material? Well, they were hard to come by because they will only accept certain authors if they're Native American. I don't know what other guidelines they have. But I was thankful I found this one called Grandson by Steve Barse. It looks like he is part of three tribes, Kiowa, Wichita, and Dakota. And then the author or the illustrator is Anna Granholm. But it dawned on me that that is such an opportunity that's being missed. If you are a Native American author, then contact hotels run by casinos or hotels in general. See if they have any Native American books or books written by Native Americans, because those gift shops could really use some reading materials. So I'm going to read a part of this, and it's the story of a young man's struggle with alcohol and drugs. Now, my channel is partially about getting the word out about topics that people aren't discussing enough, and in this case, it's that we need more uh, books from Native American authors in not so mainstream areas. I'm going to read a passage or a page from the perspective of the grandson, who is the narrator. He is a grad student, and he gives you a peek into Native American life. I know so little about Native American life. I'm trying to change that. Ready? Winters are long, hard, and frigid up north. But hadn't Grandpa taught me everything I would need to know about living there? And it was from him that I learned I was less important than other people, especially the helpless ones, that I put others before myself, that I should thank the Creator every day for giving me the opportunity to live. Grandma was always there too, just as strong, just as spiritual. It seemed I could do nothing wrong in her eyes. If she was around, she would always pick me up and dust me off, or change my muddy clothing, or give me something good to eat. Through no fault of her own, this intense caring would eventually work to my disadvantage. And by the way, if you hear the weed whacker, I'm sorry. It's a loud hour, and the first recording I did of this video absolutely sucked, so I'm doing it now. So sorry. Back to you here. So, as far as the grandma being caring. So, my mother learned well from her parents. She married a good man, and it didn't sink in for 2 whole days when she told me that he would not be coming home anymore. I was 7 years old and began to spend even more time around Grandpa. Are you trying to give yourself an excuse to drink more? With this line of thinking, you may never get back to class. What day is it? Thursday. Statistics class. So what? Grandpa also said all things are worthwhile, especially among humans, even the non-natives. Imagine that. After all he had been through, mistrust is not dislike, and Grandpa did mistrust non-natives. He told me to be careful of those non-native people. They don't seem to understand us, he had said, and this makes them dislike us. Besides, they don't seem to think straight. He told me this shortly before I entered first grade, 3 months after Dad died. I spoke English well, of course, but being around Grandma and Grandpa so much, it was a little confusing at first. No boarding school for us guys. Not this generation. I didn't even know they went to boarding school. School was easy. We all did the same things. Recess was fun, lunch was fun, learning the alphabet was fun. But after a while, things got a little boring. Many of us began to lose interest. We gradually began to fall behind the non-native students. Here is a really interesting illustration. Where was I? Oh, the crossover theory. I didn't find out about that until I stumbled through high school and was in college. Dr. McBride's ideas certainly make sense now. He held to the notion and was trying to prove that Native children, generally, showed more ability and intelligence the first few years of the educational experience. This was due in large part to a less restrictive upbringing, which led to more use of the imagination and a better understanding of things. I jumped on that theory because it seemed so true. We started to fade when we began to see and understand our social standing, that our options were very limited. By this time, the effects of alcohol and drugs had hit the tribe full force. I began to notice a couple of things by the time I reached the fourth grade. One thing I noticed was that a lot of my native pals got awfully sleepy during the day and seemed hungry at lunch. Grandma used to feel bad for Riggs and was sure to always remind me to ask him to come over to our place for supper. He even stayed with us for a while. Now, once again, this is a short story, but it's really impactful. And the ending shocked me. I will keep it at that so that I don't ruin it for you. But if you can, get a copy of Grandson. And if you're the author or the illustrator, hey, I'm sorry, I tried to reach out to you, but I didn't know how on social media. The connections were not that easy. So comment below if you want me to read more or if you want me to interview you. I'm here for you. Thanks everyone for watching, and please share this with someone who's a writer or who likes Native American writing, and subscribe. Appreciate you. Bye-bye.